We're staying on the appointment of new service chiefs and IGP by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And to help us have this conversation further, let's bring in Dickson Osajie. He is a criminologist, a global security analyst, and an anti-terrorism specialist. He joins us virtually. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
Many have described these appointments as swift. What does that tell you about the president's posture towards addressing the security challenges in the country? And would you also say that it addresses the issue of ethnic balance?
Well, yes, I think it addresses the issue of ethnic balance. And first of all, I think I would like to appreciate him for such an excellent move. When he got into office, his first place of visitation was the Counter-Terrorism Center there in Abuja, and he told the service chiefs how they need to, he told the security agents how they need to, collaborate and do not hold information. So that tells you that President Bola Tinubu is ready to, bring Nigeria back to his glorious days, because we've suffered so much from the state of insecurity, banditry, terrorism. You can put it as multi-dimensional security threat. His appointment of the service chiefs this evening was a good one. The first time in history since 1999, during the the emergence of democracy, we now have a national security advisor that is coming from a security background. I think it's a very good development, and we are hoping to see them, hit the board running and ensure that they protect the territorial integrity of this great nation. I wish to congratulate each and every one of them, and they must remember that Nigeria is bleeding. Nigeria has gone through a lot of pains. Our brothers and sisters are dying every day from the east, west, south, and north, attacks here and there. So what it needs to do now is to come to the drawing board, have an effective synergy, go into the criminal enterprise and bring them to book, and also ensure that we all will be able to move around without being intimidated by this unnecessary human being that are, threatening the territorial integrity of Nigeria.
Absolutely. I mean, you couldn't have said it, better. Many people will say, look, the agenda has already been set for them. When you look at what's happening around the country, even now, the attacks in Plateau State. What do you think that the roadmap should be?
Okay, the roadmap is all about discipline because, sometimes it marvels me for about 10, 12 years now. Nigeria has been going through a high state of insecurity, and we have the military who are supposed to hold the territorial integrity of this great nation. Oh, yes, they've done their best. They're trying their best every day, and now I think we have one or two fifth columnists. But I think the military has not, in exception of their sacrifices, which I appreciate, and we all appreciate their sacrifice. The military has not really nipped this space of insecurity in the bud, because I see it sometimes as if maybe the military are just playing some friendly match with these guys. And we know the military, we know the capability of the Nigerian military. They've done it in Sierra Leone, they've done it in Liberia, they've done it in Congo, they've done it in Darfur, Sudan. Why can't they do it in their own home, Nigeria? I think the new service chief must go to these criminal locations and let them know that, hey, this time around is no time for business. And for the military to achieve this, first of all, the president must advise them on force protection. Because, as you can see, our soldiers and officers are being killed like chickens. These are guys that are meant to protect the Nigerian people, being killed by these criminal elements. That is where force protection comes to play. So the new service chief must look at force protection and ensure that no officer and men that is trained so hard must be allowed to die cheap, because as it stands, our officers and men are trained so hard and are dying so cheap, which is not acceptable. So this new service chief must let these criminals know that we are here to take back Nigeria from your hands, because we can't have a country where a democratic country where you have people, living their lives in the government space, kidnapping our mothers, kidnapping our parents, kidnapping our brothers and sisters. It's a no. So I appreciate the president, and I think, with all honesty, he's going to perform very, very well, because he started on a very good note, and he must understand that the image of Nigeria is very essential for us to, take ourselves to an international limelight. We must tell the world that we are ready to to deal with the state of insecurity in Nigeria. And the President Bola Tinubu administration should be a no to insecurity and those that think they can bring the Nigerian state to a standstill.
And I guess going forward, all eyes will now be on the appointment of the Minister of Defense and Police Affairs to see how they complement these particular appointments. Thank you so much for talking to us, criminologist, global security analyst, and anti-terrorism specialist, Dickson Osajie.
Thank you for having me.